This Pottycast will hopefully contain words or statements of obscene, pornographic, or immoral character. You have been warned.
Received dozens of emails from people that'll listen to the podcast. The podcast.
Wow,
The
it is
podcast.
pretty much.
Hey,
Episode 53.
sweet.
We got a motherfucking special guest.
We do.
Also a motherfucking special guest. My fabulous young oldest sibling. Or not sibling.
Sibling.
Oldest offspring. My oldest sibling. She's an angry person that we try to avoid.
Exactly.
I guess.
Well, if the reason why we have a special guest today is what I remember you saying, the reason why we have a special guest, then I definitely did some homework and am ready to shit on his hopes and dreams.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you cheating whore. What the fuck?
He hasn't.
Why would you research
He
that?
hasn't let me talk to him about it at all.
No, I say him a text going, no.
He said,
There's
"Don't
no
fucking-"
conversation.
He said, "Don't talk to me until Thursday."
Oh, well,
It's
I
Friday.
did is I watched some video just so I could like be a little bit informed on
Okay, so
that topic.
I have some. I'm not saying it was all great. I want to clarify. There are critiques.
Oh, no. Well, I'm not saying there wasn't. So did you find out who the special guest that showed up at the show was?
I don't know anything about that at all.
Oh, the bands. that
Yeah,
played?
the bands.
Okay,
Not-
so not remember the first band's name. I'm gonna be frankly honest. I guess we should say what we're talking about, because I don't think they actually said what we were talking about.
Well, that's a good point. So Gavin went to the New Jersey edition of the Misfits, as close as you're going to get to a solid lineup as possible.
Yeah.
Reunion. And I wanted to go, but I had prior engagements and I probably wouldn't have spent that kind of money to go. But somebody else in the house did, and I'll get to hear firsthand about it.
How much were those tickets, by the way?
Like around like 300 something. It was not good.
300. Were you in the pit?
I was up front and I was second row for the entire show until the Misfits came on, and somebody hit me really hard and I ended up on the barricade, and I was like, I'm standing right here. I'm not moving. It's probably the longest
Gotcha.
I've stood in the same fucking spot for so long.
The pictures that Zach took were awesome.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
So Fear was fucking phenomenal. They're on, I think, their last tour right now.
Yeah, I think so. I heard that.
Yeah, so
that was a
I-
surprise band.
I do not remember the singer's name.
Leaving.
Fucking phenomenal. But there was a point where I think what he was actually doing was a little dance, but for like 5 seconds, I thought he was about to drop onto the ground. Because he was like
Fuck.
really like, it's like, I don't know what to. And Zach looked at me, he's like, is he okay?
Thought he was stroking out or something?
Yeah, he's like 72.
Oh, fuck. That's awesome.
I was like, I don't want to see this man die. By far the worst part about this show was Gaslight Anthem. Gaslight Anthem was,
What is that? Is that a band?
yeah, it was a band. I don't even know how to
Never even heard of them.
I don't even know how the fuck to describe their music. Like, it's not punk rock. Like, I don't know, it's not very punk to say that, but
It's all
I
right.
felt
We're
like I
judgy
was-
here.
I felt like I was at a Messengers concert, which is not a good thing. Shouldn't have felt like that. And keep in mind, the dude, there was a point where he was like, "It's my buddy back when I was 15 gave me a cassette tape. It had Fear on it. And ever since then, I knew I wanted to be punk rock." And then he like sings some song that makes me imagine some dude in a flannel at a fucking like really fucking like stupid, expensive, fancy, like not even like a brewery, not even a bar.
You
It's the kind of music those fucking that those people listen to.
fucking brewery rock. We're gonna make up our own tap
And
room rock.
they played for a fucking hour. And it was the longest fucking hour I've ever had in my fucking life. Because I said, I'm like, I just want to see Danzig. I want to see Dono. I want to see Jerry. Dave Lombardo was also playing drums. And
Oh, I didn't even know that. See, I've done nothing.
yeah, like insane. But
Yeah, I've never heard of that band. I'm gonna check them out now because I've unfortunately had the displeasure of witnessing many bands that I didn't really know how to describe them at the time, but now I know that they are brewery rock. So like I'm glad that I finally know what those bands are, because I was like, what is this shit? I've seen many bands like that, and I think brewery rock is like one of the best terms I've ever heard.
Oh my god, we need some fucking t-shirts.
So fuck booked that. Who said, you know what, we need an hour to go for an hour after fucking Fear before you see the Misfits.
Maybe
Yeah, that's horrible.
Maybe it was
did have-
intentional.
It did have the most crowd surfing of the entire show, which, well, actually, I don't know if that's even necessarily true because the Misfits did a lot of crowd surfing, but Fear had none. Gaslight had crowd surfing, which I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm already annoyed by this show because I can't.
He wasn't even there.
I just want to comment on the fact of this has always bothered me. And this, like, honestly, I can track this the whole way back to a show at the 180 Club is where I first remember like being like butthurt about this scenario, is when Strife and Warzone played the 180 Club.
Good
And I remember like being blown away, like that Warzone was opening for Strife. I was like, how is that even fucking possible? So I feel like this is like another fucking scenario where how is Fear not playing right before the Misfits? That's like a goddamn travesty.
Especially on their fucking, like, one of their last shows. Like,
Well, it wasn't even on the flyer or like the posting. Like it was the posting.
we're like sitting there. We're like, he comes out and he's like, this is one of our last shows. And I was like, oh, okay.
Who the fuck are you, old man? Hurry up. I want to see the Misfits.
What's the age group of people who like this Gaslight Anthem band? Is this like a 20-something kind of band?
That I don't like to hang out with because I find them obnoxious.
Because they're at the tap.
They're sitting there getting their craft beers for $8.
Shit, that's cheap. Craft beers out here are probably like 14.
Fuck that.
Dude, I thought Slate Farm was fucking bad. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Oh, that's brutal.
All right, well, so tell us about the Misfits then. So
First off, I will say, like, the big, like, most distracting thing, not that he's never been heavier before, but Danzig had, like, the most distracting beer gut ever. Like, it was so fucking clearly, like, it was a hump. It looked like he was pregnant. It looked like he was pregnant with beer.
I was not expecting that.
It was so also there'll be a lot of ripping on Danzig. I'm not the biggest Danzig fan. I like him in the Misfits. I think that Danzig's okay, but I think him as a person, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, I don't hang out with him.
when I was watching the video, I this is not something that I had in my notes of things to talk about, so I wouldn't forget. However, since you brought it up first, I will say that like I was like, bro, like he like definitely got a gut going on that he never really used to have.
It's his COVID gut. I
Oh,
was like,
that's horrible.
damn.
For
Zach.
those of us with COVID guts, well, maybe more than a COVID gut.
Well, what I thought you were originally going to say when you said about the one thing that was really distracting, I thought you were going to bring up those dumb fucking pumpkins they have on stage.
No, the pumpkins were awesome. What are you talking about? The pumpkins were It was funny though, because every fucking band played with the pumpkins.
Oh, really?
You're watching beer and there's big fucking pumpkins behind.
Well, yes, I guess that's why I'm curious to hear everything you have to say about like the positives about it, because I'm curious if your positives are actually some of my negatives.
First off, they did sound really fucking good, I thought. Apparently they sounded better than any of the times that either of the people I went to the show with have ever seen them, and everybody else seems to have seen the Misfits multiple times. I guess I'm just in like I guess I live in a box.
I
can't afford to do that all the time.
No, I don't understand how your friends can fucking afford to do it all the time either.
Yeah, that's not.
Life is
I mean,
good.
that's honestly a show that, like, I wouldn't even go to. Like, I'm like, dude, like, I would go to see the Misfits if I could, but it's like I'm not paying $300 to see that shit.
Well, I'm at a point where I'm realizing that a lot of the bands that I like, especially the older ones, definitely are coming up on eventually probably stop playing.
Yeah, sure.
So like I gotta take the chance when I can. And,
Yeah.
like,
Unlike the Craven Moorheads, if their drummer wasn't busy mowing fucking grass.
I'm not sure how that's relevant to the conversation, but okay.
he's just
Retiring
he's really,
bands.
he's really salty about it.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking retiring.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
Just
Oh,
just
yeah,
getting
but we're
the
like
yard
we're
tidy.
way younger than the Misfits, though.
That's true too. We got
Yeah.
another 10 years.
Yeah. Except for actually no, because even Doyle's older than you guys. Doyle, by the way, looks fucking insane. Like you watch him come out on stage and he's so fucking huge. He looks like a fucking action figure.
Yeah, he is an action figure. He has an action figure.
I know. Well, he's got the boots,
Like the Kiss
platforms,
boots.
and then he's got the knee pads and shit.
Yeah.
He looks like a professional wrestler because he's got the fucking tights on too.
Him and his brother. Oh man. I don't even know where to start.
Jerry also looks rough.
I don't know where to even start with these motherfuckers, to be honest.
Oh, no.
I will start out, before I say anything about this band, I'll say that I love the Misfits. I love both eras of the Misfits. I will always love the Misfits. I don't care how kooky or corny like I feel like some of the shit is at this show, but I'm always going to fucking like that band.
Of course.
That being said,
Oh no.
the fucking brothers in their fucking trademark get-ups, like, fine, cool, like, whatever, not even being a hater about dressing up to play your show, but
Yeah, I'm about to say there's some
they've literally,
guys
but
with some interesting stuff.
they've literally become so cornball choreographed with their movements and shit. Like it's funny you brought up the professional wrestling comment, because when I was watching that video, it was like, these dudes like literally look like if you went to Disneyland and they opened up like a professional wrestling animatronic ride. And they're just like on poles being like moved around the stage by like a guy with a controller.
So I'm pretty sure that we ended up losing a song, like, because Doyle broke so many fucking strings that he had to keep going back. Because, like, if you watch him play guitar, he fucking hits it. Like, he punches the fucking guitar. When he sounds good. He just broke a lot of fucking guitar strings.
Yeah.
I will say Jerry throwing guitars and breaking them just looks really fucking goofy.
Wait, he threw a guitar and broke it?
He threw multiple guitars and broke them. He just was doing it.
Wow.
He just decided that that was what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah, right.
So what song did they open up with? Like, how did it? Tell me about how this extravaganza
They opened
started.
up with "Death Comes Ripping," and keep in mind they are. You're not gonna like this. They don't play in standard. And here goes the eye roll. Isn't that cheating?
Yeah, well, weren't they playing in standard back in the day? Yes, they were.
But they don't anymore.
Well,
What the
they
fuck?
they can't. It's impossible for them to play in standard tuning now. Danzig's voice is so fucking shot. His voice is shot as fuck, dude. And I'll give him this credit though. His voice was really fucking blown out at the beginning of the set, and as the set did progress, he did warm
He
up,
started to sound better.
and things did start to sound a lot better. And like by like the last 4 or 5 songs, it like honestly sounded like pretty legit. But man, dude, Death Comes Ripping is not a good starter for him at all. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
it was fine because I could barely hear him half the time because there's so many people singing around me.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just screaming.
Well,
That
that
would have been awesome if Dead Guy came out and did their fucking. Is right? Did they do Death Comes Ripping?
No.
Who did who? So I forget who did it on the cover album.
gotcha.
No, it's horror business.
Yes.
They didn't play horror business.
Well, so when I was watching the show, it like the crowd participation did look insane. So that was something I was curious to ask you about, was if the crowd was so fucking loud, did it actually interfere with hearing the band?
Just the vocals. I could hear the music fine.
Okay. I have kind of like an equal amount of positive things to say about the show and plenty of like negative shit too. But I think the one positive thing I did see that I think sort of overshadows any negative things I may say. And most of that's just
108 did that song.
oh
I had to
gotcha.
look it
Oh
up.
shit.
But it was a fucking ripper.
That's crazy.
And they would have been another Jersey band.
Yeah.
Or at least Rob Fish is.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been cool. But I definitely saw at one point Jerry Only and Danzig like ran past each other, and it's you could tell it wasn't planned or anything, but they just happened to be crossing each other on stage, and they like both gave each other like honestly it was like a pretty cool like sincere high five.
Oh yeah, they seem like they're getting along now, which is really weird.
No, I was totally thinking about that.
But they
How
hugged
many
each other.
How many years of fucking litigation did they go through?
Yeah.
Right? Of getting that shit straight, and then all of a sudden it's like, we're bros, yo.
Well,
Pow, let's
I-
make money.
I
Yeah.
told Justin about that. He asked me about it. He's like, well, what makes you like start getting along? I was like, money.
Money.
Fucking money, dude.
Money is the
How
answer
much
to all
fucking
your
money
questions.
they're making right now?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's a big part of it is that they, us as fans don't obviously know all the inside scoop as much as like we think we might, but I think honestly, there's probably a little bit of that was all just like a big chess game going on the whole time. It's like we know we're gonna eventually do this. Let's just play the long game and fucking wait it out until we know we're getting $1 million a show or something. Like right now, now we're not getting $1 million a show yet in like 2006 or 7. Like we got to wait another like 10 years and then we can probably get $1 million a show.
Keep in mind,
Damn.
that was the fucking. So I consider there to actually be three areas of the Misfits because there's one, it's not good at all. The Jerry Only era.
Oh, whatever, dude. That's the best. I'm kidding.
What to fucking say? Songs are awful.
Yeah.
Just no closer.
Yeah, I'm totally kidding. That era is not great.
No, this is really bad. Which is unfortunate because that was around the time I started getting into the Misfits. I'm like, oh, I put out a new song. I'm like, this sucks.
How unfortunate that for me to get into the Misfits right now.
I was trying to think. I have actually seen the Misfits. Like I didn't actually think I did, but I've seen them at the record. Once again, kids, drinking like to excesses, not always the best thing.
Well, you were at the Misfits show that I was at, right? The one in
Was that
Baltimore?
at the record? Yeah, probably. Yes.
Yeah. That's when Michael Graves was singing.
Yes. Yeah. Then
Because I have that shirt.
I bought that at Hot Topic fucking 20 years ago.
The big one.
Yeah, the skull shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was cool. I don't know, like seeing those dudes high five and like I don't I don't know, just like because there was always, you know, the talk about how much they were beefing all the time and stuff. So I don't know. It's just cool to them for them to finally just throw all that shit out and just play. So I like that part about the
Well,
reunion.
yeah. No, and like, who knows what that situation will be in like a couple years. Like, you never know, but like, it's nice that at least right now that they are playing, because how much realistically like longer are they going to be able to do it before you're just sitting there watching like dudes that are
circle
way
jerks.
too fucking tired. No. Because the circle jerks were fucking awesome.
Fucking kidding. It just,
They're actually playing here tonight again with it's like I guess like the third leg of that
the
same tour.
Descendants.
No,
It's like Descendants, Negative Approach, and no.
we get Negative Approach and TSOL. So yeah, I'm debating about going last minute because I don't think it's sold out. So, but I don't know.
But
Wow.
TSOL is there.
We were just talking about that last night.
Yeah.
That's like one band, and they fucking played. And I should have went a little while. Like, I think they played like 3 months ago up in fucking Mechanicsburg or Harrisburg. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
They're so
really?
versatile as a band. They have so many different.
Oh my god, you don't listen to the fucking podcast because we have already discussed how wonderful TSOL is.
Okay. Well, I've told you I don't listen to the podcast. I've been pretty open about that.
It's because you're a fucking loser.
So
damn, dude.
can I I'll tell you.
Oh, we're still going.
Yeah.
On the Misfits.
Yeah, no. Well, I want to bring up the one main negative thing about the show that honestly, this is the thing that bothers me the most about this reunion. And I understand the reasonings behind this, no matter how dumb I find the reasons to be. I sort of get it, but I also don't approve of it. And I think it's lame as fuck. And I think it's like a fucking Kiss level rock star move. And I think it's fucking lame as hell. But they have that fucking dude who plays like second guitar for them.
AC Slade.
Yeah, who he's like a pretty ripping guitar player.
Wait a minute. AC Slater.
Yeah,
From
AC
fucking
Slater
Saved by the
from
Bell?
Saved by the Bell is their rhythm guitar player.
Fuck, dude, that dude is versatile.
Yeah. But no, like, so they like have him like so like buried in the back of the stage, like separate from the front line of the band, like with his own so it's basically like those fucking dudes are like so fucking garbage at playing their instruments that they have to have a second guitar player to like back them up to thicken up the sound, but they don't even give him the credit of letting him play up front with them. Like, that fucking sucks and is stupid and is like such an ego rock star move. Like, fuck them for that.
No, yeah, it's kind of messed up because he is like a really good fucking guitarist. Like,
Well, what is his credentials? I don't know. So I'm
I don't really know
for
much
Fred.
about him like at all, other than he played in some band called the Murder Dolls, I think. But he's like a good guitar player, and you can tell that without him, like if you watch him play, I watched him a lot in the video I watched, and 100% that dude is holding down that fucking show. Like,
fucking shreds.
yeah, if he's not playing, they sound like garbage.
Going back to the positives a little bit, we're gonna talk about Dave Lombardo. He had like so many like just random points where they're like times where like there's just songs where there's not a lot going on drums because it's a Misfits song. It's nothing too crazy, and so he just does fills and shit like, and it adds so much to it just to like make it like,
Yeah.
Damn it. That's maybe I need to actually watch some of the videos. He was with Joan Jett and the Black Hearts as well.
oh shit, that's a pretty good credential.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's actually on my list of positives about the Misfits reunion. Is like I love the fact that they got Dave Lombardo. I mean, like, obviously Dave Lombardo's always going to make everything better, like no matter what. So
Yeah, no, definitely. And I don't think like as much I would have loved to see Dr. Chud come out.
another another positive that I wrote on my list, which is like really stupid, but I just picked up on this, and honestly, I just kind of like give him props for this, is Danzig's like using a mic that has like a mic cord. Like not using a wireless microphone. Like, I don't know. Like, I thought there was something pretty cool and endearing about that. Like, they're just playing like this.
Love
Yeah,
that,
it's like this
yeah.
giant rock star show and like a giant arena. But he's like, fuck that. I still want a mic cord. And it's like this like 200-foot long mic cord that he keeps like dragging along the stage and whipping.
Maybe he's using it as a workout implement.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did we just talk about this?
Maybe. What? Well, no, I was adding.
He's probably not working out.
Well, I'm saying that's why he's got that fucking cord.
Yeah, he should have been jump roping with it.
Oh my, double dutching. How
Dude,
badass would that have been?
He was gassed by the first like 2 songs.
He'd been like me, huffing. So what was the highlight? Like what like songs were you like, fuck yes?
They played Who Killed Marilyn. I went ape shit when they played that 'cause that song fucking rips.
Or Bullet, but
They did play Bullet.
well, that is Bullet.
No.
What?
What is what?
Who Killed Marilyn is a different song than Bullet.
Where the
Bullet's about JFK. Who Killed Marilyn's about Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn
Oh,
Manson.
Or not Marilyn Monroe, yeah.
fucking
You don't know that song?
oh I know it.
The
Okay, yeah. Okay, so they did Who Killed Marilyn.
They did Who Killed Marilyn. I thought that was really fucking cool. They played London Dungeon, which I went apeshit 'cause I like that song a lot. They didn't play Brain Eaters. I guess it's not a really big song, but I love that song because it's very. I love that song. I think it's goofy and
Brains for lunch.
Mhm.
Oh Jesus fuck. No wonder. Yeah. Expectations are too high.
they did play some good. They didn't play. They didn't even play. I literally just said it. What did they not play? They didn't play Horror Business, which I thought
Which
was
is
fucking
ridiculous.
ludicrous.
Yeah, that's weird.
But apparently, when Zach and Nate saw him, they didn't play Horror Business either. So
They were so blown away by the Dead Guy cover, they never played it again.
I mean, not everybody can be that guy.
What else is on your list of hates?
No, that was, I mean, honestly, that was pretty much it. Like the one thing that just honestly I already said, it just like bothered me so much was about their second guitar player who is like,
Yeah, no, that did suck.
yeah, it's like that
You
dude.
could have had all 4 of them up there.
I mean, to be fair for that guy, he's like, I get to fucking play on stage with the
With
Misfits.
the Misfits.
And I'm back here
Yeah.
chilling with Dave Lombardo in the back, like, and I get to watch Dave Lombardo play drums while playing Misfit songs. Like, not a bad gig. Like,
no.
no one's going to turn that down. But like, I feel like if the dude wasn't doing as much to like make them sound as good as they are, then like, fine, keep him in the back. But it's like that dude's like basically holding down that show, and they like don't give him any time to shine to come out and like, and he's like, he has like good stage presence and stuff. But
Oh my god, yeah.
So-
no, he's fun to watch.
yeah, he would be
that is
cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, he would be cool to watch like out front. Like,
Yeah, God forbid you have the younger dude up there at all.
and that stage
you
is
know-
so big. There's like so much room for like that extra person to be up there to entertain the
But-
crowd.
I also feel like that's gonna happen when you have a band where there's people in it who don't have original members.
Nobody.
and they're so
This
fucking
is going to
good.
sound dickish.
Nobody there
wanted
was there
to
to
see
see
him, and there's a reason he was in the back. I understand what you're saying, but
does
if I
suck.
paid a buttload of money and I got positioned right in front of AC Slater, I would have been like, motherfucker, dude, seriously. And everybody stayed like stage left of me, and I was stuck in the corner, and all I got was some Slater.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like I even mentioned that earlier. Like I totally understand the reasoning for keeping homie in the back, but I don't know. I just don't like it. And it's like you need him, but yet you don't give him the respect to like let him move around a little bit.
No, yeah, no, it does suck. Well,
Maybe he should have been on like a fucking riser behind him.
that
What
would
if
be
he was? What if he was dressed as fucking Crimson Ghost?
like some Jesus Christ superstar like stage
Yes,
design?
exactly.
Get him like his own little scaffolding.
Yeah, have him run
He runs
around
back and forth on the
as
scaffolding.
Crimson Ghost.
This is all like not a bad idea. Like really,
Let us design their. We can design their next set.
well, you could
Hit us
totally
up, guys.
have the stage where you have a instead of Dave Lombardo being on a riser, you have two risers, and he's like a little bit more stage left, and the second guitar player guy is stage right, and they both have little pedestals, and they're above the guys in the front, but then all the original members are out front. So you can still
Right.
see the dudes in the back if you want, and they'll still get to like interact, but they're not in the forefront.
Yes, I think that's good.
Yeah, I like that
Okay,
better.
so guys, write that down because I know you'll be listening.
Yeah, totally.
So what was the big closer? Like how did it just stop? Like what did they do encores or did they no encores?
Yeah. I saw the end and it didn't seem like they did any type of encore at all. It was just kind of
No,
like
they didn't.
the-
They walked off, and then everybody was like, "Is that it?" And then the lights went up, and so yeah, it was it. But
And so I love it that crowds expect it now.
yeah,
Like instead of actually screaming for encores, they're like just standing around waiting.
Yeah.
In fact,
you
they
have to scream
ghosted.
for it.
Oh, did they? Was there a lot of people screaming?
No, there are a lot of people screaming for them to play "We Are 138," which that song's iconic. I think it's kind of boring though.
Yeah.
But like you had people just not even singing together, just got like three people over here singing it. They're a different spot than the three people over here singing it, and it was just really distracting. I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Can you guys shut the fuck up?"
I'm trying to walk out of here. I don't want you singing it.
There was this dude, like probably like halfway through their set. He moved up there and he sat there for like two songs, and then he's like, "I need to get over. I need to get to my wife." I was like, "What do you mean over?" He's like, "I need to climb over." Keep in mind, I was like literally being crushed against the barricade and couldn't move. And he's like, "I'm gonna get over." He goes to like put his hand on my shoulder. I'm like, "No, don't do that." But this guy tried to like climb over me to get to his wife.
Where was his wife?
I don't know.
Backstage
I'm not his
blowing the band.
I'm not their caretaker.
Oh,
Did you see any fights in the crowd or anything crazy happen?
No, not really. I did see well actually I did see like a couple like people trying to like start pitting like on the like we're pretty much up against the barricade, and then this really big dude looked at that, he gave us like stop that.
the bouncer said, "Fuck him."
The bouncers were kind of awful. Like the people, the security was kind of awful because you'd have like people crowd surfing, and then like they go to grab them, but they wouldn't do it well, and then they'd like I would watch some dude's back fall on a part of the barricade. I was like, "How are you guys getting paid to do this? It's just hurting people."
So I don't understand the act of crowd surfing
I don't think it's
without the stage dive part.
No, it's not as cool.
Like, here,
And-
put me on your shoulders
And
so
then
I
you
can
lose your
swim
spot. You
across.
lose your spot too, because they once you go over the barricade, they send you back. You have to go through a door and then through the stadium to get back into the pit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like
And you see, and like, how does this person end up getting back up here 5 different times? Like, it
Yeah, fuck
doesn't
that.
make sense.
yeah, because it's like they have so far to travel, but yet they still make it back up there in time for the next song.
I've only been crowd surfed once, and it was not consensually. It was like our second show at the fort. I just got picked up, and people were just saying, it was cool, except for
Unconsensual. I can't
Yeah.
even say it.
it was cool, except for the fact that we're like playing like in a thing that's like completely concrete. I'm like, if you guys drop me, I'm gonna be pissed.
We're handicapped.
Or handicapped, yeah.
So now that you've seen them, and I genuinely am really stoked that you did get to see the Misfits because I know you really like them a lot. So
Oh my god, yeah.
So that's cool. But now that you've seen them, and now that the tickets are 300 and some bucks,
No, I wouldn't go to pay and see him again if that's the question. It was a full circle moment for me, and that like that was the band that definitely got me into like listening to punk stuff. I think it was really cool to see it. But I very much so listen to a lot of other things as well that have cheaper tickets. So
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, that was a one and done. That was a one and
yeah.
done, and you're like happy and content with it and moving on.
That's
Yeah.
Gavin's kind of move anyway. He's
I
I've
like
seen
going
it.
to see. If I've seen it, I've seen it.
Yeah.
There are a couple bands that I like. I'm going to a show that has. They're all bands that I've seen, but we're all going because it's like a little gathering for Zach's birthday. We're gonna go see Terror, Hatebreed, Jesus Peace, and Vain FM, which are all bands that I've seen before. Like all of them.
Yeah, that's cool. I think another reason why I'm not so super hell bent about caring about seeing this current original lineup or whatever is that I've basically seen all of those dudes in all their separate endeavors. So like, cause I've seen Doyle just as his band. I've seen the Misfits with Michael Graves. I've seen Danzig solo like 3 times. And the one time that I saw Danzig solo this was probably like back in 2009-ish, 2010, but it's when he was doing a triple header show where he opened with Sam Hain, and then he did Danzig's set, and then he ended with a Misfits set with Doyle playing guitar.
What?
Yeah. So
did he look gassed at the end of that show?
No, dude, like I mean, he was still like sounding really good back in that era.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
What
up
the
in LA
fuck?
somewhere. I think there was just like a little, maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 show tour thing where it was like kind of like the best of Danzig night, a special
best of
evening with
Danzig.
Danzig kind of thing or whatever. But yeah, he did a full Sam
That
Hain
would have
set.
been worth the $300.
Yeah, but that was only like 50.
Fucking
So
hell.
I was basically like, I got to see Danzig do Misfit songs with Doyle. I've seen Doyle and Jerry only version of the Misfits. So it's like, I'm not paying $300 to go stand in an arena. There's no fucking way.
Maybe your back feel better.
My back's back to normal. Thank you.
Round of
Yay!
applause.
Yay!
2 sessions at the chiropractor got me back to normal.
I need to quit being a crybaby. I need to go to
So some of the bills on this line of shows had such fucking awesome bands in it that I am baffled that they chose Gaslight. Like you had like I'm not a big fan of Megadeth, but Megadeth played a bunch.
Is this the Florida show, wasn't it? Yeah.
Megadeth was on one of the shows. AFI was on one of the shows. I like AFI a lot.
I was going to say, I'd rather see either one of those bands than this brewery rock band you keep talking about.
Fucking brewery rock.
It's amazing.
I hate brewery rock.
What was I going to ask you?
Ask me.
I'm trying to think. They did get me a T-shirt. I was very happy to get one.
Oh yeah, how much was merch?
Merch was I think it was a $40 T-shirt.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Ours are 15, just in case anybody listening is wondering.
Needs a chlamydia shirt. Email the show. Jonathan will forward it on.
We'll figure it out.
If you had to pick one positive and like one ultimate positive and one ultimate negative of the Misfits experience, what would those 2 things be?
Well, I'd say the negative would definitely be I keep harping on them, but Gaslight Anthem just like ruined like any momentum I had.
Okay.
The Misfits did come out, and when they did come out, like that entire like hour and a half, I like completely forgot that had even happened. The tour back in the car, I was like, man, that other band fucking sucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's honestly like kind of a classic thing to do is have a band not nearly as good as you play right before you, so you sound way
Oh,
way
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
better.
That definitely might have been what they were doing, but I just like
That was an old rope-a-dope.
I didn't want to
Totally.
see this. I would never have
Rope-a-dope
paid
joke.
money to see them. Somehow they ended up with my fucking money.
Yeah,
That
that
shit
kind of
baffles me.
blows.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen to this band. I'm like very intrigued now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking listen to them too.
But I'd definitely say the positive would be probably be that I was up front and like on the barricade as close as I could possibly be.
Yeah.
And so I feel no need to ever go to another Misfits show again, because it's not like I couldn't see them. I could see everything perfectly, hear everything perfectly. I was like right up front, and they had like a pretty amazing set list for the most part.
Yeah.
So I was just, yeah, I'd say that probably be the biggest positive, that I don't need to go see the Misfits.
Yeah, cool. Well, I think those tickets are really obscenely expensive, but based on everything you said, it's like you got the experience you wanted, and for a legacy band like that, to you had to pay a premium to see them once, but you're like good. It's like you don't need to do it
Yeah,
again.
no, yeah, and I like will remember that. I think as long as I live, at least.
As far as like professionalism wise, did they seem like they had their shit together, like in between songs? Was it like
Oh yeah, no. Well, and by far, like the coolest visual ever was them coming out to play "Death Comes Ripping," and like they used so much smoke in the fucking smoke machines. All you could see was everybody's silhouettes,
Oh, okay, that's pretty
Nice.
cool.
and like it faded as they started playing the song.
They're saying that they
Fucking awesome.
did play 138.
They didn't play 138.
They did?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you said they didn't.
no, they did.
That was the encore. 20 Eyes, Die Die My Darling, and We Are 138. That was the.
Oh yeah, 20 Eyes, by the way, fucking awesome. I love that fucking song.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think Walk Among Us is probably my favorite Misfits album.
I used to think that a lot, but like the Static Age is so fucking good. There's
Well, that doesn't count.
Static Age is really good. I also really like Legacy. Legacy's
Yeah. I mean,
That's
they're
some
all
sick
good. They all have their, they all have their good parts, but I definitely think Walk Among Us is definitely, I would say I probably listen to Legacy of Brutality the most, but I think Walk Among Us is probably overall my favorite. So that doesn't really make sense, but yeah.
I think I've listened to all of those albums from front to back, except I don't think I've ever actually sat down and listened to Earth AD front to back. I think
Oh, well, you're missing out.
I've listened to all of Earth AD. I just haven't sat down and listened to.
Oh, that's not what you were saying.
Just haven't sat down and listened to the whole entire album from front to back, because I don't know. I like
Because you get tired of flipping a record?
because it requires me to sit down and actually dedicate at least like 30 minutes to like one band.
I came back to like Earth AD. Like I didn't like it initially.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I've always
What's-
liked that one, but it's definitely
Very
not my
much so
favorite.
them trying to change their sound a little bit to fit with the bands they were playing with at the time, like Black Flag and shit.
Do you think? I don't know.
I
It was
definitely
just
think it is, 'cause
became
it's-
so much. It was so aggressive.
It's so much more of like that like classic like hardcore punk that you
That I like.
like.
How much longer do you think they could realistically keep doing this before it's just like looks ridiculous?
Well, it depends on if Jerry and Danzig want to actually like,
But
I hate to say this, but like actually like hit the gym a little bit and like not, because they like, I don't want to diss anybody, but like
Well,
it takes a little bit of conditioning, I feel like, to be able to do that, especially once you start getting up there in age.
So what you're saying is Danzig has become the Vince Neil of punk rock.
Yeah, exactly. It's not too far.
Oh my god, that is awful.
Dude, Vince Neil looks like a little goblin man whenever I see videos of him.
I
He's got,
mean,
like,
you make a valid point, and I feel the same as you. I'm not trying to like call anybody out on their body size or their weight. Like that's not
no,
cool. But that being said, when you're paying a fuck ton of money to go see a band, like, and you're getting paid a shit ton of money to play said show, and there's a lot of people who are counting on you giving like a good performance, like, I don't want to hear you getting winded. I want to like, I'm
No,
paying
I agree with
$300.
that.
I better not hear you breathing heavy on the fucking microphone. Like, you better like be in shape. You better be able to fucking move around and sound good. And like, I don't know that Danzig is following any of those factors anymore.
No. Well, and like Doyle's, for instance, like Doyle's band, the guy who sings for Doyle,
Yeah.
he's fucking nuts. Like, he's crazy.
Yeah. That's what I'm
And
saying.
like he's up there in age too, but he's in extremely good shape. And so he's able to do all this crazy shit. And like, like he has a presence.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Danzig doesn't necessarily have a presence, but he doesn't have like he's not as like insane or crazy as like the videos you would like if you go and you like pull up something from like CBGB of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna.
Well, obviously, and I mean,
But like some bands from that time period that still play now, they still are that fucking crazy.
yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's like those dudes are old. Like Danzig's like fucking the same age as my dad or some shit. So it's like I'm not expecting him to do mad cardio all over the stage and stuff like
I'm
that.
not expecting to start doing jumping jacks.
Yeah, and like he doesn't need to still have a 6-pack fucking stomach either. But it's like, if someone's paying $300 to see your band, like, I don't know, like, I feel like what I saw, I would be expecting a little bit more out of his performance for how much they're fucking charging.
That's like also another factor that definitely makes me feel good about the fact that I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna go see them again.
Yeah.
Like, because like they were really good, but I don't want to see them any worse than that. Because
Yeah.
I have this image in my head.
He is
of them being
68.
Good. Like, decent. So I wouldn't want to go and see them again and them not be as good.
Yeah, and I mean, whatever. Like, it's still cool that they're doing it, and I'm being overly critical about everything about the show, but like I said at the very beginning, it's cool that they're doing it for the people who, and I mean, I'm a huge Misfits fan, but I wouldn't call myself like an uber Misfits fan like some people, but I'm stoked for
No.
those people that do get to go see this. I think that's cool.
Oh no, yeah, and it was such a just fun show just to like actually be able to see them. And apparently this was one of the first shows I think I've been doing a while where I was like, I'm not gonna pit, I don't feel the need to pit. And apparently the pit was kind of crazy.
It looked pretty crazy. That's why I was asking if you saw fights
yeah.
or anything.
No, well, apparently there was a point where it was side to side, people just slamming into each other.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Which I was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
So here's a question. Were there any, well, I'm sure the answer is yes, but I'm curious, like, if any of this merch was cooler than any of the expensive real merch inside. Was there anyone selling some cool bootleg shit in the parking lot?
Not bootleg, but there's people selling shirts that I was like, oh, I have that, because like very clearly somebody went to Hot Topic and like bought a bunch of Misfit shirts.
Oh, really?
Like there was one from when the 40th anniversary happened a couple years ago. I have that shirt. It's got like a big circle and it says Misfits 40, and it's got a Doyle skull in the middle of the O for the 40.
So it doesn't sound like it's going to be possible for them to make it to like a 50th anniversary scenario.
I mean, it might be, but like, I don't know if that's necessarily what anybody would really want to see if they're gonna like get to the point where they're not gonna sound good.
Yeah, it's kind of like Danzig will be at the point where he's like Ozzy, like they'll literally like have to like wheel him out on like a fucking Hannibal Lecter plank and like stand him up in front of the microphone.
Oh my
At least
god.
he's not as incoherent as Ozzy. I will say that.
Yeah, no, definitely
Like
not.
he was pretty. It was funny. He was like very. His banter was decent.
I'm kind of like Gavin in this scenario. I feel pretty happy with all my Danzig and Misfits experiences that I don't see myself probably going to see Danzig ever again.
I sold my ticket for his first tour like that. I was like,
Yeah.
I was so unhappy at that fucking
oh damn.
tape with the first time I got it. I was like, no, I
'Cause
can't.
I
do
saw
that.
it. I saw him I think it was the first time I saw him. It was in 2007-ish, 2008. It was at the House of Blues out here, which is maybe 500 people venue.
Mhm.
Something like that, maybe a little more, but it was completely sold out, and it was like one of the fucking coolest shows I've ever seen. And they sounded amazing, and his voice was still really fucking good then.
So I'm not saying I didn't fuck up by not going to see it because I really think I should have went, but I wasn't into it and I couldn't see going. Like I was just like, nah, I can't do it.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm done shitting on the Misfits now. I feel like I really didn't want this podcast to come across as me like shitting on them too much, but I just felt like I had to shit on them a little bit.
It's okay.
If the entire thing was just kissing their ass, I think it'd be pretty boring to listen to.
People don't want us being nice.
Be positive. Oh wait, wrong show.
What's that, Gavin?
But that's
For showing up.
Nardwar. Is that what that was?
Oh my god.
Nice.
Sorry, wrong show.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Later.
This Pottycast was brought to you by Potty Mouth Records. Contact us at pottymouthrecords@gmail.com and find us on the web at pottymouthrecords.rocks. That's .rocks.
That was way better than I expected.